Hey, this is GunsmithBeard back with another gun video. So this week is a special week, and you might notice that there is a little bit different scenery behind me. And sadly, I think this is going to be the last video we film in Iowa. And so in about 6 days from the filming of this video, we are going to be moving to North Carolina. And if you know, I am from North Carolina. I was born on the eastern part of the state near the beach. My wife and I grew up in the capital, near the capital, so near Raleigh. My wife was from Apex, and so my dream as a young man has always been to live in the mountains. Me and my best friend and a lot of my friends spent most of our teenage and early 20s in the mountains, climbing, hiking, and exploring. And so it's always been a special place in my heart to eventually one day move back. And so a good friend of mine told me, why wait till you're retired to follow your dreams? And so after finding out I had cancer in 2022, my priority shifted. And I realized, someone said to me, I can't remember who at this point, but tomorrow is never guaranteed. And so they're 100% right. I'm 38 years old, coming up on 39 years old. And you only live once, so especially on this green earth. So I am moving to the mountains. I'm going to enjoy every day because it could be my last. Let's talk about guns, because that's really why you're here. So a special thank you to all our new subscribers, and a big thank you also to the ones that keep coming back for my mediocre content. Hi guys, I appreciate your loyalty. I appreciate your feedback, your comments. To be honest, you don't really know how much I appreciate that. I love interacting with you guys, answering your questions, hearing your feedback, and just kind of talking back and forth with you guys. That's a lot of fun for me. I enjoy it. I do it every week, and so I appreciate it. I also like to thank my channel supporters, which is Brownells, SwampFox, as you can see on my shirt, and also Shooting Innovations. I really appreciate all three of those companies that allow me to do what I really enjoy and love to do, and is bring content to you guys. Let's talk about the gun of the week, which is the Smith Wesson Governor. So this is a very iconic revolver, and the reason it's so iconic and very known, especially in the wheel gun arena, is the versatility of this. You get a revolver, basically you can shoot 3 different calibers, and that is really cool. Plus, not only can you shoot 3 different calibers, it's a 6-shot revolver, and so this is a very large frame. Smith & Wesson, I believe, calls this frame the Z frame because it's just friggin' huge. Z frame would be an awesome version, and I have seen this version. It was a limited edition that was a zombie slayer. I think that was pretty cool. It kind of makes sense for a zombie movie to have a gun that can shoot 45 ACP. It could also shoot 4 E5 long Colt, and let's have even more fun and spice it up with a 2.5-inch 410 shell. You could shoot slugs, you could shoot double-aught buck, you could shoot a lot of cool different things out of this revolver. And again, like I said, you have total versatility with 3 different calibers. You can shoot out of the same revolver without any modifications whatsoever. So this is one of those really cool revolvers. I know it's going to come up in the comments that Taurus offers a very similar one that's a little bit cheaper, but let's be honest, I think Taurus also took a metal frame revolver and then somehow figured out a way to make it polymer, which feels super cheap. And in my opinion, if you're going to buy one or the other, the Smith & Wesson not only holds its value a little better, but it's just a better gun. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. And I know you guys will probably throw some hate on that one because you're like, I have the Taurus version. Well, I get it. I've shot that one too. But if you're going to give me the choice, I'm going to pick this one all day long. It doesn't have to be. They have a black version if you don't like the stainless or matte stainless look. They do have a black version, which I think is a really good choice also. So I will tell you a little bit too about the trigger, poundage weight, but also the lack of rear sight. So me, that's kind of a con. There is no adjustable rear sight. There is a dovetailed front sight, which can be changed out. The front sight out of the dovetail, you can definitely replace that with something else. The front sight has a black serrated blade on it. The rear sight, like I said, it's cut into or milled into the top of the frame. All right, so let's kind of talk about the worst part, in my opinion, of this revolver. Is it is a double single action. So you get an 11-pound pull and then you also get a 3-pound pull. So when you squeeze, I'll show you again, there's nothing in this, but when you squeeze, this is 11 pounds, guys, and 11 pounds is 11 pounds. It's a lot. And so when you cock the hammer back, obviously when you do this, you're going to get a reduced pound, but this is 3 pounds. So on a revolver, that feels amazing. 3 pounds versus 11 pounds. And I know a lot of guys are going to say, well, when you're pulling it like this is a defensive thing. You don't want to accidentally pull the trigger or snag it on clothing. And I get that. I was in law enforcement, 100% get that. When I was in law enforcement, the guys from the 70s and even early 80s were still carrying revolvers in my department. So I idolized the guys that in my department carried revolvers. They were kind of the grit kind of police officers that really were old school. They carried a revolver with them all the time. They were just, you know, badass in every sense of the way. And so for fun, one qualification year, I brought a revolver, and it wasn't my service pistol, but I qualified with it just to see how it might have been like for those guys to do it all the time, and also to carry it and use it in the field. So it was fun. I really enjoy it. I get the wheel gun guys that's their bread and butter. They love it. I get it. So I will say 11 pounds, even on a service revolver or defensive weapon, is excessive in my opinion. That's just my opinion, guys. A lot of guys that carry this say, you know, that's not, if it snags on clothing, if it does this, if it does that, it keeps you from blowing, you know, grazing your leg or blowing your big toe off. I get it. It's just, I think if this was going to be something I would carry, 11 pounds is a little bit too much. But I will say there are pros and cons to tampering with the factory weight on triggers. And so as a civilian, but also as a law enforcement officer, I will tell you that I don't know how many times in a courtroom I have heard a defense attorney talk about the modification of a weapon to make it easier to kill their client, or to kill a bystander, or, you know, whatever spin you want to put on it. I know all you guys see ads all the time for having legal support when carrying a firearm on a daily basis, and that's why. It's because you get people that want to tear you apart in the courtroom because you modified your gun. And so it's one of those things that has a lot of pros, but it also has a lot of cons. So that's just my quick 2 cents. I know I went on a tangent a little bit about that, but so this is a very iconic revolver. I hope you guys really enjoyed me talking about this one, and it'll be even more fun when I get to North Carolina and we have some land to shoot on, that you guys can do that with me. So as always, I appreciate your time, and I will catch you in the next one, but it'll be in North Carolina. See ya.